Finxter. This is Ansi. Today I'm going to guide you through my article about reading data from Excel on Finxter.com. So Microsoft Excel is a cross-platform and battle-tested spreadsheet software widely used for data analysis and visualization. We can combine Excel with Python to read data from Excel, save data to Excel with formats, formulas, and even charts, and automate Excel tasks in Python. And in this video, I will first introduce Excel's data structure and lingos. Then you will learn the difference between four popular Python ways to read data from Excel, including pandas and OpenPyXL. Finally, I will guide you through three actual use cases in pandas read Excel method, ranging from single Excel worksheet case, multi-Excel worksheet case, and multiple Excel workbooks case. So without further ado, let's dive into reading data from Excel. Before jumping into reading data from Excel, let's look at how data are stored in Excel and get ourselves familiar with some Excel lingos. Simply put, data are stored in cells in Excel, and each cell can be identified with its unique row and column. Columns in Excel are labeled in alphabets, starting from A, and rows in Excel are labeled in Roman numbers, starting from 1. For example, in the following, in our this Excel picture, A1 is the cell in the intersection of the first column A and the first row 1, which is ID. Yes, you got the idea, and it is like the data frame data structure in our friends pandas. On top of that, other commonly seen Excel lingos include worksheets and workbooks. A worksheet means a single spreadsheet in an Excel file. A workbook means a single Excel file with extensions like .xlsx and .xls. Now, you are ready to know how to read data from Excel. Okay, so here is the summary of popular Python ways to read data from Excel. As we can see, here I list 4 ways to read data from Excel. They are pandas.read Excel, OpenPyXL, XLRD, and PyXLSB. As you can see, I separate them into 2 groups. The first group is here, these 3 methods, because they only support some specific Excel file formats. On the other hand, our pandas that read Excel is compatible with Excel's I can say is compatible with all kinds of Excel formats. Let it be the newer Excel format, XLSX or XLS, even XLSB, because it has an advantage called engine compatibility. It uses multiple external engines for different Excel extensions, including our OpenPyXL, XLRD, ODF, and PyXLSB. So in summary, you can use OpenPyXL and other libraries for specific Excel file formats and basic data processing. And please remember, OpenPyXL supports newer Excel file formats out of all. However, I still recommend using our pandas.read Excel for data science and analytics application because it supports most Excel file formats and returns a data frame object with powerful methods, which is efficient for subsequent data processing. So since Pandas Read Excel is the most powerful and inclusive way to read data from Excel files with different extensions, let's see how to use Pandas.Read Excel method to read data from Excel in 3 use cases. Okay, so in this part, I will walk you through 3 use cases for reading data from Excel with real Python codes below using Pandas the Read Excel method. To use Pandas, you need to first install this package like this and its respective engine libraries in your command line. For example, to use OpenPyXL, you need to install this package in your command line like this. And a tip for these 2 operations is that you might need to use pip3 instead of pip, depending on your environment. And that's our first step. Our second step is to look at our example dataset. In our examples, we will use 2 Excel workbooks with file extensions .xlsx, which are Learn Excel 1.2 and Learn Excel 3.4. All right, so these 2 workbooks have same data structures and column names in each worksheet. For example, this is the data in the class 1 worksheet in the Learn Excel 1.2 workbook. One row in, as you can see here, class 1 worksheet, and one row in each sheet represents a student. Okay, for example, this row 2 represents a student in each class, and the columns represent the student's ID, major, and score, respectively. Concretely, Learn Excel 1.2 has 2 worksheets, class 1 and class 2. And Learn Excel 3.4 also has 2 worksheets, class 3 and class 4, just like class 1 and class 2. And by the way, all datasets and codes in this tutorial can be found in the GitHub link on my article. Feel free to experiment yourself with those data sets. And that's our second step. Can we read data from single Excel worksheet? We can use a parameter called sheetName to specify a single sheet in 2 ways in Pandas the Read Excel method. Here is the example code. So this code shows how to access data from the class 1 worksheet by passing its sheet name to sheet name parameter here, and access data from the class 2 by passing a row number to the sheet name parameter in the Learn Excel 1.2 workbook. Let's take a closer look at the code itself. So first we import pandas as PD, and then we assign the file path of our example Excel file to this variable called Excel workbook 1.2 file path. And then we call pandas.read Excel method, and we pass the file name, file path of our Excel file, and we assign this sheet name parameter with our worksheet's name, which is class 1. And then we got class 1 data. The type of class 1 here is a data frame, which containing the data in our class 1 sheet. And the next step is to specify a single Excel worksheet in another way, which is use a row number. As we can see here, we use pandas.read Excel, and then we pass the file path of our Learn Excel 1.2 Excel file to it, and we assign 1 to this parameter sheet name. And please pay attention here. The sheet name parameter can be a number and it's starting from 0. So previously, we have our class 1 here and class 2 here, which means if starting from 0, then class 1 is 0 index, and the class 2 is 1 index. So here, if we pass 1 to this sheet name parameter here, what we get is actually class 2 data. And here, let's print out our class 1, our first 5 rows of class 1 and the first 5 rows of class 2 and see what the output would be like. Great, we got the output like this, and which means we successfully read data from Excel, from single Excel worksheet. It's both okay to code the sheet name using exactly the name you give it as is name in Excel, or you can code it using a row number starting from 0. And that's our first use case for a single Excel worksheet case. Likewise, we can pass a list containing various sheet names or row numbers to the sheet name parameter of pandas that read Excel to read data from multiple Excel worksheets. Besides, if we set the sheet name parameter to be none, it will load all sheets. So let's take a closer look at this code to understand how to read data from multiple Excel worksheets. So first, we also import pandas as PD, and then we also assign the file path to our learn Excel 1.2.xlsx to this file path variable. And then we call pandas.readExcel method. We pass the file path to it, and we specify our sheet name to code the specific Excel worksheets. Here we pass it to a list. We pass a list to it, so it's gonna return multiple worksheets at one time. And we can pass it as the worksheet name as it is, like class 1 or class 2. Also, we can pass the row numbers indexing from 0. Like our previous example for single Excel worksheet, here 1 means actually class 2. And that's how we can get 2 sheets at one time. And later we will see about the type of this return object and what it's gonna be like. So please wait. And the next line of code also calls pandas.readExcel, and we still pass the file path of learn Excel 1.2 to it. And then here we set the sheet name to be none, which would automatically returns all the sheets from this workbook at one time. So here we assign it to a variable called all sheets. And let's see the output. Here I only print out the output of all sheets. And we can see the type of all sheets is dictionary in Python, and it's gonna be the same type as 2 sheets as well. And let's take a closer look at what it's like within this dictionary. So our next line print out the type of the value in the dictionary, which is actually a pandas object data frame. So it is like, so the all sheet is like a dictionary, and the key is the sheet name, and value is the data in the sheet name. And this key value pair is the component of this all sheets dictionary, or in this 2 sheets dictionary, or in any multiple Excel worksheets objects that is returned by passing a list or passing a num to this sheet name parameter. And after that, we can take a closer look at the value code by giving it a key class 1, and we look at the first 5 rows of this data. We got the same result as we got from our previous single Excel worksheet, which means that we can read data from multiple Excel worksheets as before successfully. And that's our second use case. To get multiple workbooks, we can just code the pandas the read Excel method multiple times. Let's take a closer look at our codes here. So we first import pandas as PD, and then we assign the file path of learn Excel 1.2 and learn Excel 3.4 to two file path variables respectively. And then we first code the pandas.read Excel here. We pass the file path of our learn Excel 1.2 as the first parameter, and then we set the sheet name parameter to none, which means we get all sheets from this workbook. And then we get here all sheets in workbook 1.2. And then we code pandas.read Excel again to get all sheets in workbook 3.4. And we got this dictionary object again, which contains all sheets in workbook 3.4. And then after getting our data at hand, we can use efficient pandas data frame characteristics to further calculate the average score of each class, which is an example application here to show you the potential application of using pandas to read Excel. And after running the code, we can get the output here, which successfully output the average score of each class. So in summary, so far I have shown you how to read data from Excel worksheets and workbooks using pandas the read Excel method. I would appreciate it if you follow along, and you probably noticed that I almost deploy one crucial parameter, sheet name here. Yes, and the official docs of pandas the read Excel method offers more advanced manipulation freedom, like header, parse dates, and dtype. You will find that resource to be useful when needed. That's it for how to read data from Excel. This is the first article in our Excel in Python series. We learned about Excel's data structure and commonly used lingos, and 4 popular ways to read data from Excel in Python, including pandas and OpenPyXL. Finally, we looked at 3 actual use cases in pandas that read Excel, ranging from single Excel sheet, multiple Excel sheet, and multiple Excel workbooks cases. I hope you enjoy all this, and stay tuned for our following Excel in Python article on saving data to Excel. Happy coding! Until next time, bye!